We are being told to distribute and subtract. Distribute and subtract what? Algebraic expression. So there's no equal sign in algebra. Usually just means there's letters floating around. Written as a simplified polynomial in standard form. So that means it's just descending order. The biggest exponents go first and then goes down from there. What does the result when 3x minus 8 squared is subtracted from 2x squared minus 10x minus 5? So if 5 is subtracted from your $10, it's the 10 minus 5. So this is being subtracted from this. This 3x minus 8 is subtracted from this. So let's rewrite what it is. So that's a 2x squared minus 10x minus 5 subtracted the 3x minus 8 quantity squared. All right, so this one is a little bit more complicated, so definitely I'll want to work this out. Order of operations says I want to go ahead and square this first. Then I'll go ahead and distribute the minus sign through after I've squared it out. Nothing else to simplify on the left. All right, so some side work here. Side work of the generic rectangle works pretty good for this. And I got a 3x minus 8 on one side and a 3x minus 8 on the other. Remember, this is squared, so that's 3x minus 8 times 3x minus 8. So that's a more complicated. Don't distribute that square. That's not how this works. Everything in here has to multiply to everything in here. So that gives us a 9x squared. 3x times negative 8 is negative 24x. And 3x times negative 8 is negative 24x. Sorry about the room there. And then negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. So all of this turns into 9x squared minus 48x. These usually combine right here. And then we have our plus 64. So that means now I have 2x squared minus 10x minus 5 minus, don't forget all of this is in parentheses, 9x squared minus 48x plus 64. All right, then we want to distribute that minus sign. So let's go ahead and distribute the minus sign. So I always like my arrows. That just makes things less confusing, less likely to forget something. Distribution, all of it. So basically a negative distributed everywhere is a sign change. So everything in here has a changing of the sign or an opposite. So 2x squared minus 10x minus 5 minus 9x squared plus 48x minus 64. Group like terms together so it's less confusing. So 2x squared, all the x squareds are going to go together. There's a minus 9x squared. Remember to look in front of your numbers, what kind of number it is. That's a negative 9x squared. Next are the x's, negative 10x plus 48x minus 5 minus 64. All right, then we're combining each one of these. That's a negative 7x squared. That's a plus 38x and minus 69. These are unlike terms. There's nothing else that can be done. Standard form, descending order, x squared is first, then the x, then the numbers. We're not really worried about that minus sign floating out in front. That's okay. Negative 7x quantity squared plus 38x minus 69. Yes, and everything was done exactly the same way. Yep, and then we just use the generic rectangle to help us with our multiply here. Let's look at the next one, see if it's any different. And it's done exactly the same way. All right, so we're good here.